What's going on, everybody? Gamesradamus here, bringing you a little Sticks and Stones wager match today. I was checking out the wager matches this morning, and I am very happy I did so. They are by far the best and most exciting game types that Black Ops has to offer. Just because of the way they're set up, everybody has the same equipment, and the loadouts and the way that the matches are structured, they're very sporadic and intense. Very kind of a white-knuckle playing, which is really fun. It's not like kind of going through the motions as some of the other game types and matches can be. So I only played one match of One in the Chamber, and this is my second match of Sticks and Stones. But I have to say, Sticks and Stones is probably one of the more exciting ones, only because the fact that if you get hatcheted in this game, you get bankrupt instantly. And so how it works is you have a crossbow as your primary, you have ballistic knives as a secondary, and then you have a hatchet as well. And so, you know, when you stick people, when you knife people, you get points and kills. But if you hatchet somebody, then you bankrupt them. So, you know, if someone's dominating and leading the match, all of a sudden they get hatcheted, they're in last place. So you're never kind of like guaranteed to be in first or doing well. Because you're only one hatchet away from being last. So it's very, very intense because you're constantly having to protect yourself. And on top of that, there's constant radar for everyone. So you really can't camp because people will always see where you are. And then on top of that, whoever's point leader is also highlighted as a yellow dot instead of the red dot. So everybody knows, you know, who's point leader. So for example, right now, I'm point leader in this game, so everybody else sees that I'm a yellow dot. So that tells them, okay, if I want to score, if I want to get in the money, meaning I want to be one of the winners, then I have to bankrupt this guy. So, you know, it gets pretty intense, and at the same time, you know, this is a free-for-all match, and just like all free-for-all matches, everybody can talk to each other while you're playing. So, you know, it becomes like a free-for-all match, and then all of a sudden it goes to like a couple people trying to team up on who the leaders are just so that they can get knocked down or bankrupt, so that it kind of evens the match out. So it's pretty fun as the matches go on, and not to mention when you tomahawk hatchet somebody, they get pretty upset when they get bankrupt, especially if they're like 12 years old. They don't like that very much, but sorry kids, it's part of the game. But I have to say, in this game type, I probably prefer running around these ballistic knives, just because, you know, when you kill somebody or when you hit them, you know, they instantly die, versus with the crossbows, you have to stick them or land close to them, and then, you know, it takes a second or two before it blows up. So, you know, they have time to kind of react. And I believe if you stick somebody and they run up and blow you up as well, that will also bankrupt you. Or if you know, stick the wall and kill yourself, that will bankrupt you. So you really have to be, you know, smart in what weapons you're using at certain times. You know, you don't want to be using your crossbow in close quarters combat, or really sticking by the walls. I feel like probably the best maneuvers to do, besides doing that like a peekaboo kind of move. I don't know if you guys are familiar with my Gamer 101, but you know, a peekaboo move is kind of like luring them around corners. You'll have to watch Gamer 101 to get the full explanation. But you know, besides like these little luring matches, it really becomes a standoff, like kind of out in the open, where, you know, you're trying to hatchet or ballistic knife each other, which is really, really fun. I have to say, that never gets old. Because, you know, when you get in gun matches, you know, somebody usually dies within the first second or two. They'll get strafe killed or whatever. Or somebody else will sneak up from behind. But, you know, like, for example, here there's like 3 or 4 people right here trying to fight each other. So it becomes this, like, this sort of, like, ninja battle of people, like, throwing hatchets and shooting knives at each other, which is really, really, really fun, I have to say. If you have not checked out the wager matches, it is definitely worth it. You know, and in the lower, there's 3 tiers of the wager matches. There's like a low bet, which you can bring a party into, so if your buddies want to come in and play this against each other, you can, which is pretty fun. And then there's like a mid tier, which is like $1,000 a game, which is what I'm playing now. And then there's like the high roller, which is $10,000 a game. So you have your competition. I'm sure it scales obviously, and you can bet however much you want. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that match. I highly suggest checking the wager matches out. If you enjoyed this gameplay, please come to my channel and subscribe. And I'll be back with some more Black Ops soon. Take care.